Hello, everyone. This is the bi-weekly toast, is what we're calling it now. Well,
Oh,
well, I am Chris, Chupa thingy. I have a couple of friends here, and I'm gonna let them introduce yourselves. Chia, you can go first.
Hey, I'm Phil, and I'm known as ChiaPet.
Jake.
I'm Jake. I go by Rachiron in the internet. That can be pronounced however you want it. I really don't
it's
give a
it can be
fuck.
it just. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm Andrew RavaldKnight. Let's get this thing going then, I guess.
All right. First topic. Very. It's kind of like an opinion type thing, but it's something that a lot of developers are looking into things around, and it's basically used games. Now, I'm kind of in between, in the middle between the whole use game things. I know it hurts developers. I know that for a fact. However, in the long run, it can help them because let's talk about GameStop for example. When you buy a used game from GameStop, GameStop gets all that money. The producer and developer do not. That's essentially the whole money issue right there. They don't get any money whatsoever. So it's kind of like a greed type thing. However, when you buy a game that's cheaper, you're paying for it's cheaper because you don't know what the game is going to be like. So you buy it cheaper, obviously, so you buy it used. However, what a lot of people don't realize is when you buy that game cheaper, you're more likely to buy a sequel if there is a sequel. And that's kind of where I stand on this. Now, what is your guys' opinions?
Oh my gosh. Used games. As far as used games go, okay.
There's a
Like
lot.
what was it? A rumor about the next Xbox, the next box, Xbox 720, or maybe they're going to. I don't know, but
The
whatever.
sex box.
Yes, exactly.
Whatever the hell it's
that.
going to be called.
Yeah, there was a story about them maybe putting what is it, anti-used games,
Mhm.
DRM or something on
Yeah, I
there,
read
which
about that.
which can detect if it's a used game and then make you buy an online pass.
Yeah.
And online passes also, I guess, would go into this topic, like Saints Row, Battlefield. Well, if you're talking about consoles anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess like for just going off of used games in general, like I mean the whole online pass thing. I mean, like that's like what the developers can do. But I mean, as far as used games go, I mean I don't really see a problem with that because, like, if your game isn't going to be used again, then like who's going to buy it? I mean, nobody's going to buy a copy of BioShock 1
Well,
that's like
can,
not used. No one's going to buy that new because first off, there's no new copies.
well, can you think of any other industries that do stuff like that? I'm just wondering because then we might be able to make a
Used
comparison.
clothing, perhaps?
Yeah,
Like thrift
used
stores?
Actually, that's very helpful.
Yes,
for a lot
yeah,
of
but
communities.
thrift stores aren't like as like a brand like GameStop. It's kind of unique, and
Well, back in the day, Blockbusters used to do a lot of that stuff. You can turn in old movies to them and get money off it. You can sell it to the store. They
Yeah.
don't do that anymore, obviously, but you could in the past.
And plus, you also have to take in effect that if you buy a game and you play it, let's just say there's no such thing as used games. You want to get rid of that game, but you can't sell it. You don't get any money back to help you buy a future game, so it just sits there, and it's pretty much worth $0. It's worth nothing when you pay that initial, for example,
well,
$60.
you could sell it yourself. I mean, there's nothing that can stop that. It's the fact that GameStop is like a company, a corporation, whatever, like that is doing this. It's a business based on selling other people's things without that person getting any money. But it's more complicated than just that.
I mean, the thing is it an initial purchase thing? Because the initial purchase, like a new game, is always going to be $60. So it's usually
Oh,
going to be, top end. And at that point, the store that has purchased the new game, they've already given the developer their money. So the developer's already made their money. So like they're just putting games in the market. Like they sell 100,000 copies of this new game. Like they put those in the market. Why should they get money on 300,000 copies
Well,
of the
the
game.
problem comes when people need to choose between a new copy in the game and the old copy in the game of a used copy in the game, and they go for the used copy, which is which they can see as cheating out of money.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, another thing, like the whole relating to the whole online passes system, like anybody that just bitches about online passes, like how they require somebody to enter in a code that takes like 20 seconds. I mean, like, you got the game for cheap, and if you're getting it used, and if you just have to download an online pass, just suck it up. I mean, you already.
I have two things to say about that. One for the online passes. Sometimes there are situations out there where you buy the used game and you open it up, and the game requires an online pass. It's no longer in there. You have to go to the store and buy another online pass. and
That's what
a
it's.
pain.
That's what's supposed to happen. If it's
Yeah.
you mean a used game?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what's supposed to happen. That's what online passes are for. They're to like fight used games.
That's true.
And people complaining about that, like that's the only thing they can really do to fight that, other than the next box DRM or whatever, which is supposedly happening.
And
You know,
Also, I was gonna say the other point I'm having a hard time dealing with is GameStop in general. When you return a game to them, I'm not sure if you guys have done that in a while, but they had this store credit thing where you don't get money, but you get store credit. And even good games in good condition will be sold for a lot, which is a given.
When I picked up Battlefield 3, okay, so I had I had like 6 games that more than 6, like 7 or 8 games that I returned so I could like just trade them in for Battlefield 3 without spending any money, and all of them together got me $3 under, and I was so confident. I just like left all my money at home, like except for like a couple of singles, and it wouldn't have been able to cover it anyway.
That's always awkward.
Yeah, I was like, I was talking to the guy, and I'm saying, oh yeah, that's wow, I don't have enough for anything, and so I was able to go later that day with some more money and then get it, but the trade-in rate for games is abysmally low. I think. I don't know.
Definitely. I have a picture pulled up right now. I'm looking at it right now, and actually I'm going to put it on the video so everyone else can see it, but I don't know if this will change some of your opinions of the matter, but it's basically the percentage, and this is obviously an example of a $60 game. Let's say it just came out. The example will be Xbox, and let's just say Battlefield 3. That's the first thing that came to mind. This is pretty much the percentage of money, like a portion of that money, who it goes to, what it specifically does. 20% of what you pay for goes to the console maker, $12. 20% goes to the retailer, i.e. GameStop, $12. 15% goes to marketing, $9. 15% goes to the developer, $9, and 30% goes to the publisher, which is $18. So honestly,
Okay. Yeah, sorry, but like I just like where'd you find that?
30-second Google. It's just
Please
when you type it in.
make sure to put that in the YouTube description. Put it there so people can look it up themselves.
He said he would put it as a picture in the video.
Okay.
It's
Breaking the fourth wall.
it's definitely. I mean, I never thought. Out of that $60, only $9 goes to the developer. I think that's. It seems kind of scary to me, actually. Like, if I were to start like a business, like developing games, and I only get $9 out of that $60, that sucks.
Being the developer on the end of, developing a video game is very freaking hard work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they put so much work into it, overtime, tons of hours, and then you look at the community, which the video game community just definitely feels entitled to everything. I mean, I just noticed, and it's when when they do something thankful, it's seen as like a rarity.
I think that the thing that I was most surprised there was that the console maker gets, what was it, 20%?
Yes.
And that the developer gets 15%?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's kind of weird because all the console maker did was provide I mean, I guess they should definitely get a cut because, they're providing the framework with which to play the game and everything. But I don't know, I feel like the developer should at least get as much as the console maker, because the console maker is not really putting any effort into making the game itself.
Yep.
They're just put
the console, which allows they made the console which allows the game to be put out. I guess they're
Right, but
allowing
at the
the
same
person
time,
to put their game out so it can be sold and exposed. It's there's so many different layers to releasing a game, and when like corporate businesses get snuck into it, like things just get complicated. Like the whole developer thing. It's just crazy in some ways.
Although I don't really have a problem with marketing there, which I would imagine that a lot of people would, because publicity for a game is actually really important.
Yes, it
like,
is.
imagine Twisted Metal came
long-
out and nobody had heard about it.
As long as it doesn't involve releasing 3,000 balloons over in San Francisco. Nobody heard about that? It's Homefront? Okay.
I
But
heard
yeah,
that.
publicity.
That
Twisted
sounds
Metal.
ridiculous.
They got in trouble for that, THQ. Yeah, anyway, Twisted Metal. Well, that's also because there hasn't been a Twisted Metal game in like 10 years
Yeah.
or something. That's another thing.
The only other 10-year game I could think about that has recently come out, Duke Nukem, and that was abysmal.
We're not talking about that.
Why would you even mention that?
No, we're not talking about that. No.
Dun, dun.
Damn it!
All right, so
take the hot one.
let's move on to the next subject, Phil.
When I was thinking of ideas, I was thinking about the the evolution, of Saints Row the Third and other Saints Row games.
Wait, so Chris, have you played Saints Row?
Yes, played the second, and I'm currently playing the third.
Okay, so we've all played the Saints Row games at least.
I played from 1 to 3, and I have to say, like, it's kind of weird. Saints Row started off as not like a GTA ripoff, but like a mediocre game trying to push a different direction of GTA.
Like
Which
the
was
crime
cool.
genre.
Yeah, the open world crime genre. Yes. I still say, like, my personal opinion is 2 is the highlight of not 3,
I can agree with that.
because 2 you had a lot longer story. Activities are optional things. You had a lot more things you can do, customization options. Because in third, yes, there are nice things, nice new mechanics, but they dropped off a lot of nice things. Like,
Oh, in third though, the thing that bums me about third is like they have so many cool toys, and there's nothing to use them on after you get them all. I mean, campaign's over. You have VTOLs, hover bikes. What was I like high level weapons and tanks, and you have nothing to use them on. No real big challenge.
and
I mean,
they made a huge mistake. THQ, I'm very mad at you right now because you guys thought it was a good idea to kill off Johnny Gat. That was a terrible idea.
a spoiler, but he does.
I don't give a shit. He's been out for like almost a year
Yeah,
now.
spoiler alert. He comes back as a zombie though, as a homie zombie. I actually
alert.
Still doesn't matter because
he can wear his hat. I mean his head as a hat.
the thing is, Carlos from the last game came back as a zombie. He's not in Saints Row the Third. They drop him. That's how they do it. When Lynn died in Saints Row the first Saints Row 1,
Saints
God,
Row.
Saints Row, yeah. She comes
That'd
back
be the simpler
as a
way.
zombie, and you get to use her. Same thing happens in Saints Row 2 with Carlos, and then the third you get Gat. Now, I'm sorry THQ, but Gat was a character which was high in the popularity polls. He was one of the favorite top characters, you know. Killing him off was not a smart idea, and that's one of my big annoyances. And my annoyance is the DLC has not been story DLC. It's just been Professor Genki's cum shot whatever or some dumb shit like that. It's annoying.
Yeah, it's
Like-
not like they could do some really nice stuff. And about the story, the pacing, or just like where the events happen. Like I think you kill off Philippe too soon.
Way too soon.
however, in an awesome way. I mean, like, freaking giant ball. But that, and also, like, yeah, they could have killed off Gat later, or at
Made
least
it more
given him
epic?
or at least given him an on-screen death.
Yeah, as a
Well-
player who jumped into it from the third game, I really didn't see it have any connection to Gat, and I was actually kind of wondering, like, why did he just die right at the beginning? What was the point?
Well, one thing is like in Saints Row, which just the third, which drove me crazy, was also you had to do the activities as part of the story. That's bad. I'm sorry. That's like filler. It's just they
Wait,
had the story and then they had
It was
activity introductions.
well, it was just an introduction. Sorry,
Yeah.
but it's I
Well,
don't
count
mind
as part of
that.
the story. That's not. Those should have been the first missions of the game. Just introductions to all the activities, then
Well,
gone
it-
into the story.
Well, they kind of included it. I see the route they tried to take was make the activities more related to the story, so it kind of makes you feel like you're taking over a city.
So smacking animals with a giant purple dildo relates to gang crime.
Yeah, I acknowledge it, and somehow driving a car with a tiger in it and punching it to calm it down, which I never got to do. I was only getting hit by the tiger.
You know, point
Calm
taken.
down,
My-
Tiger. Stop spreading. Bad.
That was fake doing the punching. But yeah, and some of it was just insane. I don't even see how it was related, but they loosely tried to relate it. I see. I see what they're doing. Saw.
I just started playing Saints Row the Third last
Yeah.
night with Kevin, and now I only have about 2 hours in actually, so my opinion of it is quite vague. But pretty much all my experience is in co-op, and I love online co-op, especially with friends, especially if you're doing like voice chat and stuff like that. And there were a couple things that annoyed me, like just small things. You know, obviously, like, since I was playing on PC, there could easily be mods to fix this, but like things like your partner doing a GPS somewhere, you can't see that in your map. You have to like pull out your phone and see that kind of stuff. Like just those small things. You can't really
Well-
use your partner's vehicles, even though like it. I know it would be kind of hard to do that, but like it'd be nice to be able to
Yeah, there are a
drive
couple-
my partner's vehicle.
Saints Row
You know?
co-op is better. Like it's some of the best out there, I think. And that's what makes those small things more glaring. Like the audio sync, which is a problem in other games, where like you'll hear somebody say
Yeah.
something, and you'll be like, "Oh, that was hilarious," and your partner would be like, "No, it wasn't, because I didn't hear the same thing you did." And it'd just be really awkward when you hear somebody say, "I'm a badass," and then your partner just heard an explode. I mean, that really bugged me in a lot of games. What was another one? Was it Mercenaries?
Mercenaries
Which is-
too. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Which
it's
I
just
don't
developer
care. I
laziness.
don't care what they say. That game has a special place in my heart.
I mean, it's just programmer laziness because I mean, essentially, what it boils down to is, like, thing happens, and then they can say make character say random thing, and then the character will like randomly pick from the list, and all it would take would be to send one communication over the internet that says, "Hey, I'm saying this audio clip. You say
Well,
that too," and then
it
both
might be-
Xboxes say, "Okay, let's do it," and then they do it. It's just kind of laziness, I would say.
It might be more complicated than that, but it maybe, I don't know.
Let's not nitpick too much of the game because they did improve a lot of mechanics.
Yeah.
Now,
That's what we moved on is
Beautiful.
nitpicking.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah,
Oh.
just for the record.
back to the topic though about the evolution of the game. See, what the issue with the third is, it took. This is like not nitpicking. This is just a broad fact. They took all the insanity and like the side jokes that Saints Row 2 had, and said, let's make those a much bigger point in the game and more obvious. Let's try to like get more laughs because we're more of a funny like version of GTA, and not like GTA at all still, but like it's like its own thing, but it's trying to be funnier. And you know, Saints Row 2, yes, it had funny moments, but it also had some really serious moments which were really good. Like you guys played Saints Row 2, the story, you guys know there's some really like deep parts of that game.
Well, yeah, but Saints Row the Third, one, when they were making it, they're trying to, because competing against Grand Theft Auto directly, like with serious games, is like they're trying to carve their own niche out in the sandbox market with Saints Row the 3, and they realized what, like, they see people online playing GTA or Saints Row or a sandbox game and just doing stupid stuff, randomly punching people, and they decided
Yeah.
to be the first to like completely embrace that. Besides Postal, which I'm not even gonna talk about, cats with HIV. I mean, no.
Wait, what?
Yeah, no, we're not talking about that. But yeah, Saints Row the Third. It goes from I never played the first one.
Wait, cats with human immunodeficiency.
No.
Human.
Just drop
Okay,
it, man.
moving on.
I'll tell you later. Yeah, they chose to take that. It's their game. They chose to take it around that route, down that route from still having serious moments, and it does. Like the end where you go after Killbane instead
Don't
of
spoil it.
Hey, spoilers.
Spoilers.
Didn't we already?
There's one ending that's
But
better
Chris hasn't
than
gotten there
another.
yet,
We'll
I
leave it
don't
at
think.
that.
The Killbane ending had like that's pretty dramatic at that part.
Well,
I thought we were already spoiling things.
I could
I'm sorry.
actually comment against that, but I don't want to go into too much spoilers. But anyways,
For Chris. Yeah.
yeah, not for Chris. We will move on to the next topic, I think.
Oh yeah, he hasn't finished it.
Wait, we haven't finished it yet?
No. Chris hasn't.
All right, Chris.
No. And don't worry about spoiler, guys. I'll put like annotations for spoilers and stuff like
Okay.
that on the
Alright.
video. So don't worry about
Should
that.
I say spoilers then?
Oh, I already
you don't have
I
to.
already said that
Anything-
once.
Yeah, anything related to spoilers, I got that covered. So don't worry
Alright.
about it. Jake or Andrew, you guys have anything?
Well, Jake does not have
Okay.
anything in that case.
No,
Andrew, do
no,
you
hey,
have
wait,
anything
hey,
of importance?
Okay, the Wii U.
Everybody support your local.
Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Okay, we're done. No,
All right, thanks everyone. This was Bi-Weekly Toast.
It's been
no, that's terrible. No, we're not calling it bi-weekly toast. No,
it's been 16
Call it the
minutes.
Vice
Guys,
Toast.
that's,
we're done.
No, we're not done. That was a 16-minute podcast. Like,
20 seconds. All right. Okay, I'm gonna move it on so we don't waste any time. The next thing I have picked out. I'm trying to decide between these two. All right, whatever. I'll just pick this one. Have you guys heard of Project Fiona?
No.
Oh, this will be pleasant. Basically, it is a PC tablet made by Razer.
Oh wait,
You heard
I
me
heard about
right.
this.
You heard me right. It is a tablet
What's the-
that runs Windows 7,
Okay, yeah.
made by Razer.
What is this? Project Fiona? That
Yes.
that was at God. What was that? Was that it? The
CES.
CES, yeah. That
Yeah.
that impressed a lot of people. I think I heard
Yes.
that and the
I have a
that
few-
and the incredible freaking. I mean,
Not-
okay, we're not.
named
we're not-
after a
no.
snake.
For anyone who doesn't know
Oh
anything
my
about
God!
this,
All
I'm
the
just gonna say
Razer
that-
products are named after snakes. You're right. Shit.
I'm gonna name the text like the specs and stuff like that of the system. Now, bear in mind, they only have like early production type things, so things can change. But essentially, it has an i7 processor. It has a 10:1 aspect ratio, 1280 by 800 display resolution. It obviously is a tablet, so it has touchscreen. It has these little, I want to call them like dual sticks, because that's pretty much what they are. You know, it's got like, it's got 8 different buttons on it. It's kind of like the numpad on the keyboard. It's got 7.1 surround sound, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. They haven't said anything about. Now, my main gripe is
It can't like turn things into gold and cure cancer, or
that exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
no. What was it? Like, what was it?
No, it does say
Um,
on the site it can turn them
they-
into silver and cure AIDS, but not there yet.
At least
Man,
some-
we're already
they
doing
haven't
it.
said anything about it, but it's basically like the tablet itself. You know, it's like almost 11 inches, and it's got these 2 like sticks on each side, each
like handles.
with, yeah, essentially. And they haven't said if they're removable or not. Now, a lot of people, I was reading articles on this. A lot of people are like, "How is this PC gaming? This is not PC gaming. PC gaming is, for the most part, with a mouse and a keyboard. It is not a tablet." I have seen a keyboard and a mouse plugged into this, by the way. You know, it does have USB into it is it is literally a computer in a tablet. You run Windows 7. You do anything that you can do on a computer. So I just want to get that out of the way. The numbers below each dual stick, they're completely macro. So you can change them to whatever you want. So what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think this is just completely jeopardizing PC games in general, or is it just them?
Well,
you don't want to hear my opinions on PC games, Chris.
Alright.
I know your opinions on
all right.
PC
Well, I'll
games.
just say something real fast. Well, I'm pretty sure in the past I've heard Total Biscuit talk about this topic, and I'm not really a fan of this idea. To be honest, I just think it's kind of, but I just don't see the point in it, you know.
That's what I don't see a point in this either, because the battery life is not even what they've stated. They're working on it getting more, but they're like the battery life is expected for around 2 hours. Not that that matters. I mean, why wouldn't you have it plugged in anyways? But they're saying that their goal is to make this less than $1,000. And at that point, why don't you just buy a
Well, using a
desktop
mobile
or
device while
laptop?
plugged in is not good for the battery. Also, while using it while while fully charged is not good. Like, having something fully charged is not good. And also having it drain all the way out. In reality, the best way to keep your battery safe is to let it charge all the way up, immediately take it out without using it while it's being charged, let it drain all the way down, but before it runs out, put it back in and charge it. But nobody does that.
Yeah, no one does.
Yeah.
I've heard about that.
My
anyway,
iPod runs for about 20 minutes now
just
on a full charge.
looking at it itself, I mean, I guess like this would be good for maybe a game like I don't know, like maybe
Terraria.
no, not Terraria, but
Oh, you,
like
you can
like,
run that. You can run that. On
no,
like
no. Like just that, looking at the way you're supposed to hold it, I would say it might be good for something like Devil May Cry, like games that are better played with a gamepad than a mouse and
I can see
keyboard.
that.
Yeah.
Well, you
But
could-
what I think would be cool is if you could hold it with one hand and then use the touchscreen with the other one. It'd be kind of like a DS kind of thing. I think that would be kind of cool.
Well, see, another issue with this thing is you can't upgrade the parts of the thing, so you have to constantly buy new and improved tablets as they come out over time. You can't just go, I can just go buy a new graphics card. You can't do that. You have to.
You can't upgrade it. Like, you can't just open it up, take out the everything,
tablet, right?
replace it with the new NVIDIA kick-ass something.
It's just a
and,
tablet, right?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think they've said anything about that, have they?
No.
I mean, the main
No,
issue is that
there's-
they're marketing it as PC gaming. I mean, this seems more like it would be like its own console.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
mobile game. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main issue I have with it, is that they're marketing it as
They're-
PC.
Their advertisement for Project Fiona is it's a tablet, it's a PC.
I mean, that is cool, but the fact that they're like, and you're gonna play PC games on it, like, I wouldn't really think like play, Counter-Strike on this tablet. I would think it more like play, I don't know, play like this game made specifically for Fiona. Like, that's what I would think.
Uh-oh.
But also, I think aren't there like shoulder buttons on the back of the handles?
Yes, there are.
Because-
It's basically like L2, L1, R1, R2.
First off,
Gotcha. So yeah,
Counter-Strike-
so like that would be
sorry.
yeah, it would be
better be sorry.
it'd be more like I mean, it would be like an Xbox controller at that point. Like, you've got your two sticks and you've got your shoulder buttons. So at that point, it's more like a console. It's like a console peripheral for a PC that you hold like a
Yeah,
tablet.
It's literally everything.
So I guess that's cool. I mean, I want to. If it gets off the ground, that's cool. But I would say that I don't know. I don't really see much of a market for it.
All right, well, to end that, Razer has stated that they are planning to release this late this year. They have stated that, if something comes up where they have a chance to make it even better, that they'll, just post it.
This
for a
is
longer
this is
date
the
or whatever.
video game industry. Something always comes up.
That's true. I can't argue with
See,
that. Phil, do you have anything?
Hey, wait a second. This thing looks like a Wii U controller.
Does it? No.
Well, think about it. It's like it can hold your.
I don't know.
Inside
I thought the grips
I mean,
kind of
it's
looked like
not
PS Move things. Those little.
They actually look
sides.
kind of uncomfortable.
Well, that's what they thought about the Wii U, but a lot of the people that like used it at E3 were like, "Oh, it actually works." I don't know. Oh, and there was like some rumor that the next box controller is also going to be a touchscreen. Ooh.
Making gay.
Well, if we're change topics now, I guess since Chris mentioned that earlier. One thing this happened this morning actually. A good friend of ours was looking at Terraria on his mobile device this morning and said that it's a Minecraft ripoff, and that kind of annoyed me. So I kind of like to talk about how they're completely different games, and yes, they're similar, but they're not the same, game at all.
Yeah,
This is my standpoint about games. Like literally, at this day and age, everything's basically a ripoff of at least something. Something dates back of at least taking an idea for something. There's nothing really original.
Oh,
anymore.
if we're going into copying games, I'm going to get my game face on. Hold on. I'll be right
bring
back.
That's why Portal was so lauded, right? Because
Dude,
it was like,
he's-
whoa, this is actually new, guys. Whoa.
I
Yeah.
see Schubert right now
Yeah, I could
just
agree.
going into like the Indiana Jones like vault that they showed in the movie and like looking for like files and video games.
That is why I wanted him on here, because him and I have like completely different opinions and everything, and I'm bad at arguing, so something interesting could happen.
Yeah, it could. So. Well,
Just gonna leave it at that. Yeah, it could.
okay, what was the topic again? It was
It was why you are.
it was copying games. Oh, here we go.
It really
what was
wasn't, but you changed it to that.
was it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
it's about
wasn't.
the
It was about
Minecraft
Terraria.
Well, now it's about copying games.
Very well.
Yes. Okay, we can switch it back to that. I'm not going to make them angry on the first podcast or whatever we're doing.
Well, I don't know. The
we'll
first
get
thing I'd
to
say is Terraria is 2D. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yeah.
It's 2D
Also,
It's got a lot more RPG elements as well
because it's
I-
not
compared
3D.
to Minecraft.
also, let's one thing before we continue with this topic. Andrew, we'll go to yours next because that's a really good topic to actually go with.
Oh, cool.
Continue.
Wait, now?
No, continue what you're saying.
I was gonna say something. No, I thought wasn't that Jake? Okay. Well, the only thing I had to add is that he's just probably jelly he doesn't have it, or that because he came onto Minecraft late, and then we all got bored of Minecraft for a little while, and he stopped, and then we played Minecraft
Yeah,
again. He got
that's
on.
how my phase with Minecraft is. It's like, I have burst of Minecraft, and then it's like, okay, I'm gonna go do something else, then I come back to Minecraft. That's how it works.
Well, all those millions of dollars that are coming out it, they're not. It's like, well, we could hire so many people to get the development. We're gonna give it all to Tim Schafer and make Psychonauts 2.
What? Wait, is that actually what they're doing?
No. I just they all make.
Oh.
They are. Notch is going like super uber nice person and like, what was it? Tim Schafer on Twitter talked about making Psychonauts 2, and Notch just came in out of nowhere and said, "Yeah, let's make that happen," and everybody was shocked. Because Notch just pretty much said, yeah, I can do $13 million, because that's how much the first game cost to make. And so you said, yeah, I can match $13 million to get it started. And everybody's just like, wow. Because nobody does that in the video game industry, really, in like the high up like that.
I think it's
Well-
because he's foreign. He's not American.
Well, Notch kind of apparently makers of Skyrim, Bethesda, tried to sue Notch at some point. I'm not sure what it was about,
Yeah,
but he
for-
tried.
Calling his
I got this.
new game,
Scrolls.
his new game Scrolls.
Okay, yeah, Scrolls. I actually haven't really read anything about it, like the game itself, but
Neither of
and
us.
it might have just been Bethesda's lawyers or like their legal team, and not really like the design team themselves, like the publishing arm or whatever. I'm not sure, but like they filed a suit or whatever, some legal action against Notch, against Mojang, or
I don't
about.
know. Most legal suits come from hurt feelings, so I'm guessing someone pissed someone off somewhere.
I don't know.
There wouldn't have been a
Like,
legal
it was
suit.
about the name. The name was too close to Elder Scrolls, so they wanted to change it. And Notch, actually, you won't like this guy. he gets a lot of flack for being lazy or whatever from some people, but I like the way he approaches things. Like, he offered to have the two studios face off in, was it a Quake 3 tournament? Like their best versus our best, and whoever wins gets their way. And even if we'll still put a message.
That'd be awesome.
Even if we win, we'll still put a message in our game that we're not the two games are different. But I don't think they listened. Actually, I'm positive they didn't listen. That doesn't really fly in the American legal system.
Does anyone know who won that?
It's the American legal system. It's not going to go anywhere for another couple of months at least.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
God bless America.
America. So, copying games. Andrew, go.
Okay, Zynga. What was that? Dream Tower? I'm not a mobile game person, but this kind of jumps in. This kind of it's related to the topic, so I'll use it. Tiny Tower. I've never played it. I know a couple of people that are fans. It's apparently a new genre now. Yay. But released, what was it? Do you guys know what it was called? I doubt it, but
Is it that game that's
it's like Dream.
like a lot of people are playing on their iPods where it's like that runner game?
Temple Run?
Is that what you're talking about?
Temple Runner. I know the games. I don't play them. I'm not a mobile game person.
Yeah, neither am I.
I am an elitist, terrible video game snob.
You're an elitist and you're a console gamer. You're like a paradox.
I know. Well, I can play Terraria on this thing and Minecraft and.
Okay, but you don't get mad at us when we play Battlefield 3 on Xbox.
That's because it plays best on Xbox because.
Oh boy, here we go. Okay.
Shit's going
Let's move
down.
back onto the copying
Shadow would say.
games.
Not all of us can have 3.0 multi-core origin
Oh,
towers over.
Here we go.
I mean, what the hell? Yeah. So anyway, copying games. Zynga. This has also been an issue with other, like, what is it? Gameloft. Mobile games, social game makers, especially, like completely just jumping over the line. Like Darksiders took a lot of elements from Legend of Zelda, and people pointed that out. But nobody thought it was a copy. Some people thought it was a little bit too much, but it wasn't like nobody debated against that it wasn't its own game, and it warranted. It was popular enough a new franchise IP to get a sequel, which is coming out, and but things like Gameloft, they released things like Modern Combat, and what was it? There was a Nova, and these are like Modern Warfare and Halo ripoffs, and they're just really close. Zynga is evil, man.
God, isn't it like Mafia Wars, and you have like SWAT Team Wars, and you have Vampire Wars, and they're all actually the exact same game with different skins? Except Mafia Wars is the only one they actually develop.
Social game. I mean, no, it's social gaming. It's a nasty place. It's not really.
Yes.
It's not really gaming, but
It's pointing and clicking.
I don't know. I'm a terrible person, but when Zynga's stock after their IPO dropped, I did that like like that at first. Then I was like thing.
Andrew just jumps in like knocks the TV over.
About the Tiny Tower Dream Tower thing was that, or whatever it's called, Zynga's version is called, is that it was really close, and it kind of raised the debate on how much is copying a game and how much is just using good game elements. Yeah, like, oh, we're not copying Legend of Zelda. We're just if nobody copied, then we wouldn't be going anywhere. And there's definitely a line between copying and taking inspiration from. Undoubtedly.
Well, I just have a quick example about that. Think about Halo. When Halo came out, most health systems and shooters were health-based, and you had health packs or some kind of system like that. But Halo was kind of different because, it brought in, hey, here's your health, and it goes down, but if you hide for a little bit, it comes back. And now pretty much every shooter you play nowadays has that to some
Well,
extent.
I don't think that was I heard it's like where it wasn't the first regenerating health, but it certainly brought it out.
Yeah, it was the most polished version that used it. But I mean, what I'm trying to get at there is like, lots of other games copied that concept, but they had other substantive differences. Like Call of Duty, you die faster, the guns are different, or you're not shooting aliens in the faces.
Call of Duty, you're fucking Wolverine.
sucks.
Sorry. I'm sorry. You're Wolverine in Call of Duty. You get
Okay,
shot.
he's
like,
got a good point.
You get shot
it
like up the
sucks.
leg. You don't fall down. You just walk it off, and I guess the skin heals and bullets fall out of you, and you're good to go.
That's every shooter game. I thought
Battlefield is no exception to that.
the first time I played Gears of War and watched him take like 500 bullets, fall down, get
You're
like
walking testosterone.
and shake, and then get back up.
It's like, get up, you
It
pussy.
was like
Get up.
stunned. And now I don't even think about it. I mean,
Okay,
it's-
let's not try to talk about video games being realistic.
Yeah, that's
Doesn't
not-
it never works?
Well, I mean, one thing. My whole point was, you can literally say that every first-person shooter is just a copy of the other one because they all have the same,
They all involve a first-person
Person shooter. Yeah.
a lot of people use that argument against like the brown and bloom FPSs, like Modern Warfare, Battlefield, Homefront, which I don't know. I haven't played much Homefront.
It's kind of bad.
Well, okay then.
I was told no, that's not bad. The Crisis 2 multiplayer was terrible. Did you guys ever try that out?
No, not the Crisis 2 multiplayer. No.
Abysmal. So like, I'm not gonna go into a huge rant about this, but just think about this a second. Everyone with sniper rifles, and everyone with super speed. Just put that into your head. Oh, and armor mode. Just think about that.
It's almost like Halo Reach.
Except you actually move faster than the Spartan does at all times. Like you can keep it on, keep going for ever before you run out of your crap.
We need to go back to the good old days of like 2007 or 6 when Metroid Prime Hunters came out for the Nintendo DS, and everybody was that little red bastard with the sniper rifle that turned invisible, and it was terrible, and I played it so much, and oh god, that was
How you
like
beat them? You go into alt form and you just like dick around next to them because Trace's alt form sucks balls.
they need to make a Metroid Prime Hunt like for the Wii U. They need to make a Metroid Prime Hunters like FPS to draw back in the hardcore. Like they can do it. Metroid Prime Retro Studios, they can get that done. I have faith. But back to the topic, which I forgot what it was.
We kind of merged into like first-person shooters.
Yeah.
We just
And actually, that actually fits into my next topic.
Okay.
Actually.
let's hear it.
So we might as well do it. So if you didn't know, the next Call of Duty was announced. It was like a couple days ago. They haven't given any details, but huge speculation is that it is Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
Wait,
It
which
is
game were we
gonna
talking
be
about? Sorry.
Black Ops.
Call of Duty.
Well, nobody
Black
doubted-
Ops 2.
It was the largest entertainment launch in history, so nobody doubted that there'd be another one. They're not going to stop it until it goes Guitar Hero, into flaming Guitar Hero into the
Oh my
ground.
god.
Oh god.
Call of Duty,
I had to say something about
Call of
Ops.
Duty Noob Tube peripheral that
I
you
wrote
would
an
I have to
Call of Duty
that.
gun peripheral.
I had to say something about Black Ops in general. Black Ops, people give it a lot of shit, like the multiplayer, but I like the single player story. That's gotta get it out there. I like the story in that game. It was a good story.
Mason, what do the numbers mean?
Numbers me, Mason. Step
I
one.
don't know. Let me have this flashback. I still
Today
don't know what
you
they
must
mean.
push forward, Dimitri. Yeah, we all know that shit.
But essentially, like the article that I'm mainly talking about, and I want your opinions. And honestly, I'm assuming everyone here right now plays other games other than like Call of Duty or like Halo. You know, kind of like the mainstream titles. We obviously immerse and go out play other type games. But
games.
essentially with this, yeah,
Space
whatever.
2. Oh my god.
This article, it's pretty much saying Call of Duty is finally dying, and honestly,
Can you give a link?
yeah. Let me just 1 second. But essentially, it's saying that Call of Duty's dying. However, I disagree because I don't know, because a lot of people are gonna buy this next game. I know they will. Call of Duty's not going to die that quickly.
There's no such.
There's no way.
Okay, when somebody says something is dying, like World of Warcraft is dying, it's like they've gone panda, they're dying. No, they still have like 10 times the amount of subscribers as their nearest competitor.
Plus, WoW
For
is
me-
more addictive than Call of Duty.
Okay, yeah, well, but like Call of Duty isn't going to die. Like, it's not going to die in 1 year. It's not all of a sudden going to sell 400,000 copies and get wiped off the map.
And the guy pretty much states in here why people buy it, and this is why I think people buy Call of Duty, is he bought Modern Warfare 3 because his friends got it. That's it. Just so he could play with them. I don't own Modern Warfare 3, but I've played it, and I don't like it at all. But that's because I'm a Call of Duty 4 fanboy. Just letting that out there.
I have to say,
So-
also, this is, I think, Tobias could also cover this topic as well, but when it comes to Call of Duty games in general, it's all about progression. It's not about the game. You just want to get the rewards.
Prestige.
You keep playing so you can get the gun you want, the skin you want for the gun. You keep playing so you can get, that rank that makes no sense. People cheat for it, and it's just no one if it's just shoot guys, get kill streaks. There's no rank up.
Wait,
No one will play.
now
To
prestige
add on
mode
to
makes
that,
so much sense because it's like get the rewards again, but you're better now. Wait, that makes so much sense. That's so smart and so evil.
But another thing to add of what Total Biscuit said, for example, is that like a lot of people play Call of Duty to get a certain gun. Like they continue playing it, they're just like, oh, I need to get this gun. That's the only reason why I'm playing it. And I know a couple people, not going to mention some names, that actually do that, where they religiously play Call of Duty and they have to get this rank and they have to get this gun or equipment or whatever the hell's in the game to finally just say, okay, that's it. I only got like halfway, but I got the thing I wanted. So, but they never really enjoyed their experience in the first place.
You know why I play. Why I played Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2. Go upstairs, estate bathroom, riot shield, just all day, every day, dual shotguns.
As much as I hate that game, I enjoyed doing that with Kevin. I'm not gonna lie.
That was when it went downhill. I thought World at War wasn't bad when it returned back to World War II. Zombies mode is an example. That jumped in. That was good co-op right there. Modern Warfare 4 was great. I mean, it was. I'm not going to deny that. But the plot holes, the terrible community evolution of 2 just killed it right there for me. I played it for like a couple months, and at first I'm like, yeah, awesome progression. But then I just realized there's no real teamwork. Everybody just plays deathmatch. It's just.
You play hardcore seek and destroy if you're awesome. Quote awesome.
If you see the enemy first,
you win.
You win.
Okay.
If you can get your sights over them first.
That's not skill at all. Like that's
no,
just,
it is because in setting
it's
up
luck.
and making sure you're always looking at them first. That does take skill.
That's it. There's no team strategizing because it's just run around.
I disagree there. It's just the way most people
We
play
never
the game is
strategize when we play.
strategyless.
We never.
But
You
you
could
die
say-
so quick. You die so quickly in the game that you don't have time to strategize and stuff like that.
I don't know.
It's like, oh, dude, go over there. Oh, you died. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Oh, I died. So
I mean,
it's just you can't really, work together and stuff like that. Now, personally, I don't see any skill really in Call of Duty whatsoever. It's just your reaction time and stuff like that. What I don't consider that skill. It's just, I don't know. Maybe that's just because I like playing first-person shooters where you actually take bullets in, like Team Fortress 2, for example, where you actually have to play the game over time and then learn skills to get better and not just learn the map.
I mean, I would disagree that Call of Duty doesn't take skill because, I mean, as Andrew and I and Phil and a lot of people played, when you start off, you do suck to an extent, and then you learn things and you get better. So inherently, that means that there is skill required in the game.
Yes,
and from
but
my experience, that skill is like map knowledge, like knowing where people like to
Well,
go,
I have to
knowing how to.
But that's
patterns.
boring.
The thing though is like, no, I have to say about something about that. He has a point, but I have to argue about some things. One, it's all about map knowledge. That's all you need to know. If you know the map, you're gonna do good because you know all the good spots to go to. You know where to hide. You know where to pop out. You know where to flank. You know where to run. You just know where to go, and you're good to go.
Yeah, it's so based on map that they decrease your field of view to such an extent that you are forced to use the minimap to be remotely good, which is really annoying.
Yeah. And also, like, we're not talking, I mean, we're not saying, like, that you people down in the comment section down there are unskilled, spineless little children. We're implying, we're just implying it. We're not saying it, don't worry. And we have the right to our opinions. You have the right to your opinions, we have the right to ours, and we also have the right to have our opinion that your opinion fucking sucks. And you down there with the fucking numbers and the video with the awesome knife kill where he throws a knife into the air and just puts every single fucking tag into the video and I mean, I hate
Fuck
you
you.
so fucking I hate you so fucking much.
Prestige game-winning kill top
Get out of here.
MLG
Get out of here.
Megan
X
dude.
sniper Fox Shadow
MLG.
fucking dildo whatever. Get out of here.
Headshot.
Out now.
Shadow Wolf 29.
Headshot
Shadow.
360.
Death Note
No,
A7.
that's Philip. There wasn't Philip. Didn't he? Yeah, you were
No,
Shadow.
that was my old use. That was my old.
You guys were
username.
both Shadow Wolves.
Guys, Death Note 87X. Hey, whoever you
Oh,
are,
I
watching
remember
this,
that.
I want
I
to meet
remember
you because
that.
you have the worst gamer tag ever.
We salute you. Now get the fuck out of here.
I cannot stand it when people tell me like they are just complete gamers, and I go, "Oh, what's your favorite game? Call of Duty." Oh, well.
What's your other
Do you
favorite?
play any other games? No. Yeah, I'd say we'd wrap this up. We did fairly well.
Goodbye, audience.
We might have to do another take.
Chris,
Guys, my mic was off. No.
Take
Wait,
take
guys, I wasn't even recording.
all right. Well,
Ah,
That would be terrible.
I would slap you in school tomorrow.
one. You hear this? You
That
hear
would
this?
be quite literally the worst. That's happened before, actually. When I was
It's
doing
like a-
something, I found out I was not recording.